Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined today with Slothy. Slothy, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about yourself?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. We got no Brian today. He's feeling a little under the weather. Everyone out here feels a little sick. I think I was sick for a day or two this week too, but I just ate like $300 of hauls in one sitting, and we got where we needed to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's I think it's just kind of that time of year. I think a lot of people get sick right before that summer, just end spring stuff. Maybe it's allergies, maybe it's who knows, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Brian's feeling a little bit better. We've got an interesting new deck. So when you were saying that you had one built from the D&D, I thought the other D&D sets, because now we've got 3 D&D sets. But no, you're talking the new D&D commanders.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really looked at many of these, so I don't really know what they do, how they do it, and stuff. So I'm interested to see kind of what this thing is. So yeah, tell me a little bit about this commander. Like, who is it?
Yeah, so this is Forge Neverwinter Charlatan. He's 3 and a black. He's a 2/4 legendary human rogue with menace. He's got ward, sacrifice a creature. He gets +2/+0 for each treasure you control, and whenever one or more players sacrifice one or more creatures, you create a tapped treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn.
That's pretty cool.
I really, really like this card. It fits who the character was,
Okay.
which I really like.
I know nothing about the character.
But he's a con man.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
2/0 for each treasure you control is big.
Mm-hmm.
And that ward, sacrifice of creatures, is a rough cost to pay to try and stop him.
Yeah. And I like that the ward will also
generate you treasures, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Sacrifice-based commanders are always really cool.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into this list and see kind of what stuff you've got. Is this out yet? Like, was this the released or?
Yeah. This was
a secret lair, right?
Secret lair. Okay. People have been getting their cards for a little bit.
It looks, like I said, it looks like a really cool commander. Menace on a commander that gets pumped is pretty rough because they're gonna have to double block you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like stacks of treasures aren't hard to come by these days. So yeah, let's see what you got here. We start off Altar of Dementia. Sack a creature. Target player puts a number of cards equal to the sack creature's power from the top of their library into their graveyard. I like that a lot just in general, but with the ability to just non-stop have your commander, like, because you're in black, you can recur your commander from the grave like nothing.
Yeah.
And this could like really, really easily, like 5 treasure tokens is giving your commander +10.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It gets insane.
Yeah, like it's not hard to super stack up treasure tokens, and yeah, like I could see Altar of Dementia being able to hit people for 10 or 20 really, really easily, especially how fast you can recur in black like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've also got an Arcane Signet. I'll take that one. Boring one. Yeah. 2 mana, you tap, add 1 mana of any color. We're on black. We need ramp.
Yeah. We got Ashnod's Altar, 3 mana, sack a creature, add 2 colorless mana, and yeah.
Yeah, so another sack ramp outlet. Buckner's Everfull Purse. It's 2 mana. It's 1. You tap, roll a d4, create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. The player to the right gains control of it. I like that card a lot. I haven't played that one much.
Yeah. A little bit of group hug.
Yeah, and I love group hug. I love a little group hug. I love a little chaos. I got no problem with that. I should pick some of those up.
Yeah. It's super cheap right now too.
I was gonna say I don't have my phone with me. Send me a message about this one after, because I will forget, because that's a really cool group hug card. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, one monster in your play group's gonna not pass it over like a jerk.
Oh yeah.
Then you target them. You guys get it.
Exactly. We've got Cranial Plating, 2 mana for an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. You can pay double black to attach Cranial Plating to target creature you control or equip for 1.
It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting 3/0 on your artifacts now, plus others.
Yep. Exactly.
I like that. We have this Gold Vein pick, 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets 1/1 whenever they deal combat damage to a player. Create a treasure token and equip 1. That I've seen this one a lot lately because one of my brothers is playing a Slicer deck.
Okay.
And it is a monstrosity card in that deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gross. This, like it's treasure token generation on the cheap. And yeah, like throwing 2 creatures in front of a block to block every turn is really, really rough. Like it really chews away at what you can do.
Mm-hmm. We've also got a Mind Stone. 2 mana. You can Tap it for colorless, or pay 1 and tap it to sacrifice it and draw a card.
I like that. Yeah, again, we're in mono black. We need like whatever we can get for mana source early. You got a 4 mana commander too. We have Noble's Purse, 2 mana. It enters tapped with 3 coin counters on it. Tap it, remove a coin counter from a creative treasure token. That's actually a great card to proliferate too, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like that a lot.
Yeah, I enjoy this one. This was
Baldur's Gate.
They honestly made so many cool cards from that. The more I see Baldur's Gate cards, the more I'm like, this was a good set. It didn't have much for like chase rares and like value, but like for actual playability, it's got some great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Prying Blade, 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, and whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, create a treasure token. It's got equipped for 2.
Yeah, another great one. I want to make a Slicer deck now that I'm looking at this.
You should.
Slicer seems fun. This, like, you're generating so many treasure tokens. I'm glad that this doesn't have any green to like double up, or it's not like Orzhov, so you can annoy to procession this. Like, this is disgusting. We've got your Soul Ring for your just like typical early fast ramp, your 1 mana double colorless tap. That's a great opener. It's what we like to see.
Yeah. Nice little turn 1 play right there.
Yeah, you get it.
Then we got Swiftfoot Boots, 2 mana. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste, and equipped for 1.
Yeah, you don't. I was going to say you don't want people to target it, but again, they've got to sacrifice to even target it, so it's rough. I wouldn't target it. I'd leave you alone.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thieves' Tools is next. We've got 1 in a black. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Equipped creature can't be blocked as long as its power is 3 or less. Interesting. I like that. You have a lot of treasure token generation already. Like, we're like 10 cards deep, and I think 8 of them make treasure.
Yep.
Speaking of treasure.
We've got Treasure Chest, 3 mana. You can pay 4 and sacrifice it to roll a d20. If you get a 1, you're trapped and lose 3 life. 2 to 9, you create 5 treasure tokens. 10 to 19, you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. And 20, search your library for a card. If it's an artifact, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, it goes into your hand.
Why am I not running this card? That's super fun.
It's so good.
2 to 9, the 5 treasure tokens is great. 10 to 19, that gain 3 life and draw 3 cards is awesome. You've got a tutor in there, and you've got the mana crypt life loss. I love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Send me that one too. I like that a lot. We've also got Wayfarer's Bauble. 1 mana, you pay 2, sack it, search for basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Solid ramp.
Yeah. Then we got Whisper Silk Cloak, 3 mana, equipped creature's unblockable, and equipped creature has Shroud.
Yeah, it's a problem with your commander getting so big so fast. Like, it's a big problem. And especially like you've got that stuff like the cranial plating, like Whisper Silk Cloak getting out is basically a one shot. Like, your commander's going to get so big so fast. Like, you've already got in artifacts, like I think it was like 5 or 6 or 7 that generate treasures, which pump your commander, and they're also artifacts on top of it. Like,
6 of them.
Yeah, like that's solid early treasure generation just in artifacts. We've also got your Witch's Oven as your last one. 1 mana, you sack a creature, create a food token. If the sack creature's toughness was 4 or greater, create 2 food tokens instead. So again, another way to sacrifice the commander or other creatures that you want in the graveyard.
Yeah.
I like this. This is a solid artifact section for sure.
You will still get a treasure if you sack one of your own things.
Do you? Is that what?
Yeah.
Whenever 1 or more players sacrifice. Yeah, so you're also generating every time you sack it, you're generating treasures as well. That makes I misread. I thought it was whenever an opponent sacrifices.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever you sacrifice, that changes the power of that commander a lot. I like that.
Yeah. Where do we want to go next?
Let's start the creatures here. Let's go right down this list. Unless you want to save your creatures.
No, there's nothing really to save.
Okay.
We've got Academy Manufactor, 3 mana for a 1/3 artifact creature assembly worker. If you'd create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create 1 of each.
A card gets really silly really fast in anything that makes any of them.
Oh, yeah.
I still remember it from playing the Lawless from Modern Horizons. And like every time I'm sitting there making clue tokens, like I'm making just nuts amounts. This is a card you don't ever want out in any deck that does this.
Yeah.
One of our play group guys does it with Will the Wise. It's a lot, yeah. I like this a lot in the commander so far. Ayara next. Do you want to take that one?
Sure. We got Ayara, First of Lochthwain. Triple black for a 2/3 elf noble. Whenever AR First of Lochthwain or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And you can tap her to sacrifice another black creature and draw a card.
I like that. I always like that card.
Yeah. Yeah, AR has always been one of my favorites from Eldraine.
Such a cool card, too. And especially in mono black, you're not at all restricted playing that.
Mm-hmm.
We have your Blood Artist. 1 and a black for a 0/1 vampire. Whenever it or another creature dies, target player loses a life and you gain a life. I really, really like running this card like all the time in everything that I can.
Yeah, you're always going to get at least some damage off.
Yeah, right. Like it's it does some work.
Mm-hmm. We've got Blood-Soaked Champion. Black for a 2/1 human warrior. He can't block. And he's got Raid for 1 and a black. You can return from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only if you attacked with a creature this turn.
I like that a lot. So it's a great sacrifice creature.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep bringing it back and again throwing it away and making treasure tokens. I also really like the flavor text that death is merely another foe for the Mardu will overcome. Oh, another foe the Mardu will overcome. Oh, my brain's not working today like I was saying. You've also got your Burnished Heart. You sack Burnished Heart, which is triggering your commander. Search your library for 2 basic lands, 1 to the battlefield, and then 1. Oh, no, you search for 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Why do I play Burnished Heart more? I always think it's 1 to hand and like a Cultivate. No, it's great. I like that.
Then we got Butcher of Malakir. 5 double black for a 5/4 vampire warrior with flying. Whenever he or another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature.
Yeah, that one's disgusting. It's Butcher's always a problem.
Yeah.
Like a real big problem. I'm glad this commander doesn't trigger with every sacrifice.
Yeah, it's...
Then you'd have to go into like your dictate shenanigans.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right. You've got Dire Fleet Hoarder. 1 and a black for a 2/1 human pirate that when it dies, you create a treasure token. So another great sacrifice.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, not even a sacrifice, too. You can just throw it in front of things to block.
Exactly, yeah.
I hate this next card.
Why don't you take it then?
Sorry there. This Disciple of the Vault. Whenever an artifact's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose a life. I die to this card all the time. I die to it all the time. It's so rough to like drop it on the field and then you're just on a clock. Because again, you're making a lot of treasures in this, right? And it's so rough for that 1 black mana. Like, I'll kill your Disciple of the Vault. And you're like, I'll sack 13 treasures and kill you. No. I like that. It's such a great card. I really hope we see that printed again. It's not expensive, but it's never in stock.
Yeah.
It's always gone.
Was that? Yeah, Double Masters. Yeah. Then we got Dockside Chef. Black for a 1/2 human citizen. You can pay 1 and a black to sacrifice an artifact or creature and draw a card.
Yeah. I like that card a lot. It's anything that lets me work as a sack outlet, draw cards. I'm all for it.
Yeah. I like that if needed to, it doesn't tap.
Yeah. I like that. We've also got Endrixar Master Breeder. 4 and a black for a 2/2 human wizard. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you put X 1/1 black, throw creature tokens on the battlefield where X is the converted mana cost. When you control 7 or more throws, you sacrifice Endrixar. I love this one in any deck that's allowing you to sacrifice stuff like this. Just gets so silly so fast.
Yeah.
It's such a good like creature generation, and you're not really ever keeping it. To be honest, you don't see this one as a commander a lot, and I think it'd make a really fun commander option as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think if you're able to keep it below 7, then absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that it would make a really, really cool commander. I never see this one play. I've never seen a commander deck with it, and I've seen it used so effectively so many times. I want to build one.
Yeah.
Text me that one too. Make me lists. Yeah, I like that a lot. And again, it's a very, very cheap budget card. Like I think it's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I really like your creature selection so far.
Thank you. Next up, we've got Fane the Broker. 2 and a black for a 3/3 human warlock. You can tap him to sacrifice a creature, put 2+1/+1 counters on a target creature. You can tap him to remove a counter from a creature you control and create a treasure token. You can tap to sacrifice an artifact, create a 2/1 white and black inkling with flying. Or you can pay 3 and black and untap Fane.
Every one of those abilities is so cool.
Absolutely. Every single one does something that I want to do in this deck.
Yeah, like it's great in just an average deck, but just straight again, I don't play this one either, and I want to. It's like this is way back from Strixhaven, I assume, right?
This was originally,
I think it's
Commander 21.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be in that the Shadrix deck, or not the I call it Shadrix. It's never been Shadrix. Brina. Yeah. It does.
Shadrix.
It does so many cool things. Like again, it is a sack outlet that's buffing your commander to the tune of like what's that 4/2? You put 2/1/1 counters on it, and you'll get a treasure token for the death. That's great.
Yeah.
You remove one of those 1/1 counters, you get a treasure, further buffing it. You sack an artifact, which is just your treasure tokens, and you turn it into your flying black inklings. So you've got like great defense against like a flying deck or just aggro attackers that you're turning your commander into.
Mm-hmm.
I love this card in this deck. Like it's again, it looks like something that'd be fun to play in just a normal deck a lot of time, but every one of these is great for your deck.
Mm-hmm.
You've also got this Fleshbag Marauder. 2 and a black, enters, each player sacks a creature. It's a 3/1. Again, I wish that ability triggered on each sacrifice. I understand very clearly why it doesn't.
Yeah. I think it would be a little,
little silly, yeah,
little strong.
Yep.
We've got Forsworn Paladin, black for a 1/1 human knight with menace. You can pay 1 and a black and tap to pay 1 life and create a treasure token. 2 and a black, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. If mana from a treasure was spent to activate this ability, that creature also gains death touch until end of turn.
I like that one a lot. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The treasure token generation is really, really nice in this deck too.
Yeah.
But just that ability to, all right, I'll throw bigger creatures in. All right, well, I'm gonna kill a bunch of stuff. I like that a lot. Yep. You've got this Gray Merchant as well, which is a gross card in every deck that it's in, but especially anything mono black with Aara like pips is going to hurt a lot. It's 3 double black for a zombie 2/4. When it enters, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black, and you gain life equal to the life lost. It always has a great effect when it comes in.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's such a good card to consistently recur if you can bring things back from the grave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely one of the targets of recursion that I have.
Yeah.
We've got Grim Hireling, 3 and a black for a 3/2 Tiefling Rogue. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create 2 treasure tokens. And you can pay black to sacrifice X treasures. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery.
It's lucky that's only as a sorcery, because that's a disgusting ability.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, another just monstrous treasure token generator.
Yeah.
You know, you swing in with and especially like I would be politicsing this deck a lot. I'd be like, listen, I won't kill your creatures with this, but like, let me hit you for 3 so I can get my 2 treasure tokens. I'd be like, all right, fine. All right, this time you get 1.
Thank you for the +4/+0.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that commander's not swinging at me. I'm all right. Yeah. I like I said, I like that card a lot. It's a very cool ability. You also have this Horde Robber. 1 in the black for a 1/3 Tiefling Rogue. I hope that's more. We see more Tiefling stuff. I think it's cool trap.
Yeah, I really like it.
Especially with their treasure theme here. It's whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token. Again, a great thing. I'd be like, come on, I need this. I need this, please. I'm totally normal and can be trusted with 10 treasure tokens. You have to believe me.
I can be trusted. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, I hate the next card too. It's so, you take this one, but it's a gross one again.
Next one is Marionette Master, 4 double black for a 1/3 human artificer with Fabricate 3. Whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power. That's
a disgusting card, because this can come down as a 4/3.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you're sitting there, you're throwing your treasures away again. I'll throw 10 treasures drained for 40.
Yeah.
It's such a great card. It's a great game ender that you've got in here, and it works with everything you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disgusting. I also love the art on it. It's always looks so cool.
Yeah. The little servo guys.
I love it. And another great thing to like recur as well. Like you've got a triple generator if you can keep bringing it back.
Mm-hmm.
You have your Misfortune Teller, 3 and a black for a 3/1 human warlock. Death touch. Whenever it enters or deals combat damage to a player, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, create a 2/2 black rogue creature. If it was a land, create a treasure. Otherwise, you gain 3 life. Again, that's a phenomenally annoying ability.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it enters or deals damage. So again, if I'm playing a recursion deck into you, well, I'll just get rid of this.
Yeah, pretty much.
And every one of those is good. The 3 life on enter is great. The treasure, exile land is great. Like that's a great ability. And then also just creature token generation.
Yeah, sacrifice fodder.
Yep, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Then we got our Plague Crafter, 2 and a black for a 3/2 human shaman. When Plague Crafter enters the battlefield, each opponent or each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who doesn't discard a card.
Who hurt you? I've literally never read the flavor text on this one before now, and I love it. It's my Powers generosity in a way. I give my survivors an appreciation for their lives. That's how I talk about my group hug decks.
It sounds like something John Kramer would say.
Right? I love this. Reassembling Skeleton, one of my favorite sacrifice throwaway cards. 1 in a black for a 1/1, and you pay 1 in a black. Return Reassembling Skeleton from your graveyard to the battlefield. No timing restriction on it, just whenever. Just whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, it does come in tapped, but that doesn't matter. It's going to be sacrificed again anyway.
Yeah, I love it.
Then we got Ruthless Knave, 2 and a black for a 3/2 Orc Pirate. You can pay 2 and a black, sacrifice a creature, create 2 colorless treasure artifact tokens with, tap, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color, and you can sacrifice 3 treasures to draw a card.
Yep, a great use for that ability.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little bit of what's under. I saw what's to come. The Doom Skullport Merchant, 2 and a black, a dwarf citizen. It's 1/4. When it enters, you create a treasure token and pay 1 in a black, sack another creature or treasure, draw a card. Again, a very, very good use for your. Really, really easy to refill your hand this way. Like, oh yeah, I'll tap 6 at the end step and throw away 3 treasures.
Yeah,
I love it. Buy something and get out. That's funny. All right, go ahead, you monster.
We've got Turgid, God of Fright, 3 double black for a 4/5 legendary god. It's got Menace. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
Disgusting.
I almost feel like I don't even have to read the backside because it doesn't matter.
The backside's not bad. It's not a bad card.
It's not bad, but
it's not bad. But it's just not
the same.
Yeah, Turgid's disgusting. Yeah, go ahead, take it back.
Turgid's Lantern, 3 and a black. For a legendary artifact, you can tap it to have target player lose 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card, and you can pay 3 and a black to untap Turgid's Lantern.
Always been such a phenomenal infinite mana sink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you can make infinite mana with color and stuff like that, sack every permanent you have or lose 3 life. It's a game ender.
Yeah,
I love it. Game ender unless they have a Croson Grip. If they have a Croson Grip, then it's a problem.
People should play more of that.
Croson Grip's a great card. I've been sorting piles and piles of cards for like everyone who's like watching the YouTube and stuff. Like my desk is just piles and piles of cards right now. And I found a box of just like uncommons that I wanted to play and stuff. And yeah, I found like in that box, like I think 18, 19 Croson Grips. It was nice. We should really sort our bulk more often.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't do it enough. We've also got this Undercity Scrounger, 2 and a black for a 1/4 rogue. Tap it, create a treasure token, activate only if a creature died this turn. I love that. And it's really, really cool artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one.
I really, really like that artwork.
They will pay for another arm extension all by itself. Well, as long as it doesn't explode.
That's too funny.
We've got Zentarum Bandit, 1 and a black for a 2/1 halfling rogue. When it attacks, you may pay 1 life. If you do, create a treasure token.
Take that deal every day.
Yep.
I take that deal all day, every day. Yep. I like that a lot. Oh, it's got text from a card I've really enjoyed playing lately, the Liano Porter. The Zentarium are ruthless, unscrupulous, and dishonest, but I must admit they are effective. I like it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got to have your Zulaport Cutthroat. 1 in a black for a 1/1 human rogue ally. When it or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like the flavor text too, the Eldrazi. Ha. Try walking through Zulaport at night with your pockets full now. That's dangerous. Do you see the new Eldrazi commander, by the way?
Yeah, I'm very excited for it.
I'll wait till the next, when Brian's on, we'll maybe talk about some of those. I The only one I'm not super into is Planeswalker. I don't really play a lot of Planeswalker decks.
Yeah.
However, it does look like it's a phenomenally good Planeswalker commander. Like, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll talk more. You guys should check the Instagram out for the spoilers. And I think some are up on Twitter too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm ridiculously excited for the Sliver.
The Sliver look, as I had a bunch of people really quickly, I got to talk about that. A bunch of people were like, oh, this is bad. A bunch of people were messaging. Some people were commenting like, oh yeah, this is bad. It's not good. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's so good.
Sliver Legion.
That's what I said. Yeah, you've got your coat of arms sliver and stuff like that. Number one, we're also going to get other new slivers. They're not just going to be like, here's one new sliver and let's reprint it.
Yeah.
So new slivers is very exciting already. The fact that it says that slivers don't suffer the legend rule makes me know that there's going to be another cool sliver or two in there that's entertaining. But like, you can make muscle slivers.
I was kind of talking about this with my fiance yesterday, and the legend rule for slivers of the ones that are released right now really only matters for Sliver Legion and the first sliver.
Oh,
because
I don't run first sliver in my sliver deck because it's just been complete since before that was out.
Mm-hmm.
However, the first sliver is disgusting, and having 3 first slivers out is that's a phenomenally gross thing. And there's so many things like that deck for sure. You're gonna want to put your stuff like Obika and stuff into it, like end the turn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And you don't want to, you know how crazy it is to get left with like 3 first slivers in play?
Cascade.
Yeah, especially because then you can populate them, you can token double them with like wrist. Like it looks like such a fun deck out of the box already. I've seen nothing but the commander, and I'll buy that deck for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, back to this deck. Sorry. Back to this not sliver deck. We should do slivers. Just a whole sliver weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll start with your enchantments here. Agent of Iron Throne. It's 2 and a black. Commander creatures you own have whenever an artifact or creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses a life. Again, just a great way to kill me on the stack with your mana ability from your treasures.
Yeah,
it's gross because those treasures are sacrificing as part of the cost. I can't even respond.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gone, and I'm like, okay. You sacrifice 10, and I have to hope to God I'm holding a Whirlwind Denial.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it. Then we got Black Market, 3 double black. For whenever a creature dies, put a charge counter on Black Market, and at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you add black to your mana pool for each charge counter on Black Market.
To be honest, I love that this card's come down in price because it's so fun to play.
Yeah. Like, you don't really... In this deck, you don't want to have to sacrifice more treasures than you have to.
Yeah, you want them around, and so especially
having that
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so having that extra black is huge.
Well,
and a lot of creatures are gonna be dying. So
well, exactly right. Having the black mana available is great, but I mean, like with the treasure tokens, not only is it monster buffing your commander, but you've got so many cards like your Disciple of Vault, your Agent of the Iron Throne, your Marionette Master, right? That turn your commander's treasure tokens into insta kills.
Yeah.
Like just insta, like just 0 to 100 someone ability cards. So yeah, keeping them around is so important. And again, like I could see this deck really, really just like getting some really sneaky wins out of the blue.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, people don't pay attention to how many treasures you've got, and then all of a sudden...
Well, yeah, and I can see a lot of people in a deck like this. Your commander's how big? It's what? You know what I mean? And especially like you've got your Whisper Silk, like do you have a Rogue's Passage in the lands?
I do.
I bet you do, yeah. It's so easy to blitz someone with a commander like this because they're just so big, so fast. Mm-hmm. We're about halfway through the list, I'd say. Having 10 treasures is nothing, and that's plus 20.
Yeah.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, once you get up to 10 treasures, it's a one-shot kill.
Yeah, it's a one-shot kill, and then you've also got, like I said, like your sacrifice one-shot kills. It's a really cool commander. I really, really like this deck idea. It's not one I would have considered. Like I said, I didn't really pay much attention to these Secret Lair ones.
Yeah.
But this is very cool. I might actually build something like this. We've got our Oversold Cemetery, 1 in a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 or more creatures, return creature cards in your graveyard. You can return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Again, just a great way to keep bringing all these like nonsense creatures back.
Mm-hmm. Like even having something that's just got like a one-time use, like the Fleshbag Marauder. Just play him, sacrifice him, bring him back to your hand, play him, sacrifice him.
That's pretty gross, yeah. I don't like that. Not a fan.
That's okay. Bucknard's in here. It's a group hug deck.
There you go.
It's fine.
It is a group hug. You've got me. I'm back in. You sold me.
We've got Phyrexian Reclamation next. 1 mana for pay 1 and a black, pay 2 life, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand.
This flavor text is my work.
Yeah, fair enough.
Death is no excuse to stop working. Guys, please, I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired.
Please, it's been 100 hours this week. I need to sleep.
I love this card so much, but that flavor text makes me chuckle. You've also got your Revel in Riches, 4 and a black. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you create a treasure, colorless treasure artifact token with tap, sack, blah, blah, blah. Beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. Another treasure-based win con in your treasure-based deck.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, for Revel in Riches was the first card that went in after Forge.
I can imagine. Yeah, Revel in Riches is such a fun card to play.
Yeah.
I need more copies of it. It keeps going up. The problem is I wanted to get like reprinted in the Commander Master stuff, but we know it's not getting reprinted in the Commander Master stuff. They're going to wait till a return to Ixalan, something like that. And
yeah, we are returning to Ixalan soon, aren't we?
I'm sure we are, especially with the new like treatment that like we got on some of the cards like Galta and Mavra and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like that the coin.
Yeah,
so,
I really like that art.
Yeah, I thought their showcase frames were pretty cool, and it was nice seeing some of the ones that didn't have them before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Selvala? Speaking of
Explorer, I did not see the new Selvala.
Oh, the art on that is.
Is it in our spoilers?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, if you're in our Discord, all the spoilers get auto posted there. Let me go see. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Like the close-up face version?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
that
so
a lot.
excited for that one.
Yeah, that's very cool. Savala's a fun commander in both formats.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the Explorer Return, but they're both good.
Yeah.
We've got some less instants than normal for you.
Yeah.
You want to start us off?
Starting us off, yeah, we got Dark Ritual, pay a black, add 3 black.
That's such a good card.
Yeah. No reason not to run it.
Yeah, right. Especially in a mono black, there's no reason.
Yeah.
You've got your Deadly Dispute, 1 in a black is an additional cost to sack it, sack an artifact or creature. Draw 2 cards, create a treasure token. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you throw a treasure away to make a treasure, draw 2 cards. I'll take that.
Or you could throw one of your tokens
or throw
away.
A creature away, yeah.
Creature token away, get 2 cards, 2 treasures.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. We've got Farika's Libation, 2 in a black. You can choose one. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, or target opponent sacrifices an enchantment.
I also like that a lot. I should play that against Brian.
Yeah.
Brian's a problem with enchantments.
People don't run enough enchantment removal.
Yeah, they really don't at all. Enchantments run wild all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this Reckoner's Bargain, 1 in a black. As an additional cost to cast, you sack an artifact or creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed permanent's mana value, draw 2 cards. Again, a great 2 mana, 2 card draw because you've got treasure tokens to spare.
Yeah. Then we got Shieldred's Edict, 1 in a black. You can choose one. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token, or each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker.
That's really cool.
For 2 mana, I think that's really good.
Yeah, that's a lot of versatility on there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. The Planeswalker sacrifice too is annoying. It's really funny. I like that. You have your Sudden Edict, 1 in a black with split second. Target player sacks a creature. That I can't stand in Voltron decks. Like it just, you know what I mean? You spend all your mana getting all the artifacts on your Voltron commander, and then you're just like, hey, boop.
You got to sacrifice that guy.
Yeah, in one future I see glory, in the other, well, it's another story. I like that a lot. That's a really cool card.
Then we got Zat's Will, 4 and a black. You can choose one. If you control a commander as he casts a spell, you may choose both. Each opponent sacrifices a creature they control with the greatest power. Or exile all cards from all graveyard or all opponents' graveyards, then create X01 black throw all creature tokens, where X is the greatest power among creatures exiled this way.
I like that. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The throw tokens go silly. I'm going back to Endrixar.
Yeah.
Tribal. Yeah, you've got your Village Rites, which is just a great card. 1 black. You sack a creature, draw 2 cards. Again, everything you're wanting in this deck.
Yeah. And rounding out the instant section, we've got Vraska's Fall, 2 and a black. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison counter.
That's funny to give people poison counters like that.
Yeah, give them 1, then leave them worried that they're going to get more.
Yeah, right. You've got a few lands in here that are... Do you want to quickly go through your land section?
Sure. Yeah, we got Bajuka Bog, enters tapped, exile target player's graveyard, add black. Myriad Landscape, just to get a couple basics out. Reliquary Tower, it's going to be drawn decent amount of cards. Rogue's Passage, like we mentioned earlier. We got Treasure Vault, which taps for colorless, or you can pay double X and tap it to sacrifice it and create X treasure tokens.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. I really, really like the module art from the original D&D set.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Witch's Cottage, enters tapped unless you control 3 or other swamp. When it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Yeah, that's a blast. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like recursion by playing a land. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're just down to sorceries. Yeah. So we've got our Diabolic Intent, which is a great card. 1 in a black. As an additional cost to cast, you sack a creature, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then you shuffle.
Yeah. Turning a 1/1 Thrall into a Turgid and a treasure token.
I keep forgetting Turgrids in this list. That's just disgusting. Turgid and the ability to constantly bring Turgid back is gut-wrenching. I kill it. I bring it back. Please don't. Please stop. He's already dead.
This is my politics. I'll beat you until you stop crying.
I like that. I like that a lot. You've got... go ahead. Sorry.
We've got Diabolic Tutor, 2 double black, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Yeah.
Solid tutor. You've got your Dread Return, which is one of my favorite reanimate cards. It's 2 double black. You return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Again, love it. Or you flashback, you sack 3 creatures and bring it back. So again, really, really easy to get your things back that you want. Really, really easy to trigger your sacrifice stuff and sacrifice creatures. And I like it a lot.
Yeah. Then we got Feed the Swarm, 1 in a black. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value.
Yep. I like that. Yeah. You have your Innocent Blood. Each player sacks a creature for 1 black. That's I always hate having that so early. Like so many of my decks are all creature centered ramp, and I'll drop an early. I kept a hand because I'm like, whatever. I got a Llanowar Elf. I got blah blah blah. Everyone drops their 1 mana pips like a Birds, a Llanowar Elf, a Findhorn. Then you just drop this and wipe the board for 1. Oh, it's such a bad person move.
I didn't even think about it like that, but I'm going to start playing like that.
That's anytime that I have an Innocent Blood in hand and stuff. There's a few decks I run it in, and I just try and get those early creatures off the board because it's so gross. Because we're not really dropping 1 mana creatures in this, right?
Yeah.
But if you wipe my Birds of Paradise and then well, it's not me. You sacrificed it. It's you. Why would you sacrifice that bird? What's wrong with you, you monster?
Yeah. Why would you sacrifice that creature?
That bird was beautiful, and now it's in the graveyard. What kind of monster are you, Daniel? Yeah, no, Innocent Blood on a turn 1 drop when everyone's got their stuff out is something that hurts my soul.
I really like that. We got Myron Misery, 1 in a black. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or enchantment.
Can you imagine doing it back to back?
Oh no.
Turn 1 Innocent Blood, you kill my bird, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I still got this Llanowar Elf. I play the Llanowar Elf turn 2, and then and you hit all my mana pips. Like this is like the anti-elf deck special. Turn 1, you hit my Llanowar. Turn 2, you hit my Priest of Titania. Turn 3, I'm gone. I left the table. That's too funny. I like these.
You should read the next one because you can play that one the turn after.
Mercurial's Edict. 1 in a black. Roll a d20. 1 to 9, choose an opponent. They sack a creature. That's really funny. 10 to 19, each opponent sacks a creature. And then 20, each opponent sacks a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. I like all of those effects. That's really funny.
Yeah. Getting 10 to 19 is usually kind of where I tend to roll. So
even a one, even someone sacking one thing, yeah.
Even if one person's got a problem.
Yeah, 20 making them sack the biggest thing is also rough.
Yeah.
Funny. The fact that you can roll a 20 and still again hit my Birds of Paradise is hilarious. Is hilarious. You nat 20 and everyone has to sack, and my biggest powers of birds. Oh, I've got trauma.
Oh, I'm gonna try to get that.
Yeah,
no.
I like that. You've got your Knight's Whisper here. One in the black, you draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Yep, I like it.
Yeah.
2 life's nothing.
Yeah. And the next one's pretty much the same thing. It's Sign in Blood, 2 black, target player draws 2 cards, lose 2 life.
Yeah. I like this a lot. This is a really cool deck.
This was one of the most fun decks to put together that I've done in a long while. It had an absolute blast.
It even says that it's under the average salt.
Yeah.
You're even under the median salt. It's not even a salty deck at all. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah. It might have Turgid, but it's below the 33.5. It's fine.
I'm actually surprised at the budget too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that like we've got like a budget of like it's $150 deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very that's doable for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And like if you don't, like, you can still cut out things like your $11 treasure vault or your where are you? Or even your black market if you wanted to.
It's a lot of these sections, like even looking at it, a lot of them are just really manageable sections. A lot of it, a lot is probably stuff we already have sitting around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you could cut it down. You could make this $100 deck pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and it says it's 136 without basic lands. I don't know why it even. Decks should just stop counting the cost of basic lands. When's the last time you paid for a basic land? Yeah, right. See,
intentionally.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can't remember.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's basic lands are like you either have a stack from opening boxes or something, or you are at your game store and you're like, just like I need a few lands, and they're like, oh, go ahead. Or like you're at a buddy's house and you're like, hey, do you have 30 swamps? I'm making a deck, and I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Exactly.
Who's buying these lands?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Moxfield has it without the basic lands.
Yeah, I never use Moxfield.
No.
Ugh, my poor bones. Your mana curve is also really, really good.
Yeah,
you got 26 in your 2 slot. That's great.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. This deck just overall seems like a really, really fun way to play.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping to get this one out to some games real soon.
I'd love to see this one on stream. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think the secret lair is supposed to arrive next week. So
okay. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, it I said, this one looks like a blast. There's I'm hoping we can get you out for some streams coming up soon. I want to do have you seen the Dan format yet?
No.
You would be in love with the Dan format.
What's that?
So Connor made one of the decks, one of my brothers, and it's some of the most fun I've had playing Magic in a really long time. It's a deck list that runs on to everyone, we're talking non-commander stuff, so Just hold on for a minute. It's a fairly expensive deck because of the not Dan noodles. There we go. Dan the card. It's a whole thing based around this card. Oh, why is it so hard to find? Okay, yeah. So it's 2 blue mana. It's a 4/1 fish. It can't attack unless defending player controls an island, and when you control no islands, you sacrifice Dan. And the whole point of the deck is that it's a deck built on like drawing stuff, reshuffling stuff, and like changing islands. So you run like things like Piracy Charm to like give target creature like -0, -2 or something like that. There's like Crystal Spray where you turn all lands of one type into another for the turn, so it'll get rid of all the islands. And it's like nice. It's just a really, really fun format, and it's from a shared deck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's one of the most entertaining things I've played for a while. Like Connor was like, "Come, let's try this like format out and stuff." I built this Dan deck, and I was like, what? But no, I would sit and play the Dan format all day, and especially for like someone like yourself who likes to play like instants and like silly like trickery stuff. Like you would just love it because it's lots of like cards like accumulated knowledge. Like you draw a card, then draw a card for each card named accumulated knowledge in the grave, right?
Yeah.
So the whole deck is like top deck manipulation, like memory lapse for counter spells. So you counter the Dan, put it back on top, and then you'll draw the Dan and like it's really fun.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I would really like to. My brother, he's not into the streaming games with us because he's no fun. But I would love if we can do some Dan games. Like it's just such a fun time. Like it was a nice Commander break, and for anyone who likes to play Commander, it's a pretty silly fun format. So definitely a good thing with your friends. It's the card prices have just spiked like aggressively. It's a shared deck. What's the average cost? You can build it for around $70. Actually, it's still not horrible.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it runs 10 Dan-Dans, 2 Brainstorms, 4 Magical Hacks, 2 Mental Notes, a Mind Bend, Portent Vision Charm, 4 Accumulated Knowledge, 8 Memory Lapse, 1 Miscalculation, 4 Telling Times. It's got like a diminishing return, so you shuffle the deck, foils for like a counter spell to return islands. Like, oh, it's so fun.
Nice.
Yeah, like the Mental Note.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah, Mental Notes, like put the top 2 cards of your library into your grave, draw a card. And again, it's a shared library, right? So you could potentially just like mill the other person out. Yeah, it's really, really fun. I have just a blast playing it. Like I want to probably make like a double-sized deck so I can do a 4-man Dan.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be fun.
It's yeah. But yeah, I'll stop ranting about Dan. Back to the deck list. Back to the deck list. Forge. The Dan Forge. Yeah, no, it's this deck looks really, really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very excited, hoping to get this one out to some streams soon.
It should be a really good time. Like it's the streams have been good. We took a week off this one because again, I think everyone's just a little busy. You were sick last week, Brian's sick this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a little under the weather and I've been working lots. Like it's just been a bit. So we didn't put up a gameplay video this week. They'll go back to going up. We've got a lot of really fun ones. The first one we're putting out is we were end of the night, cameras were dying, and we went to play a fast game. So it's all of us playing like silly group slug decks. And and you'll get to see a player in the group just get disrespected to a point that is absurd. If you think some of my shenanigans are funny, if you thought it was funny when I countered Brian's Soul Ring, you're gonna like that. You're gonna love this game.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, with that I'll wrap it there.
Alrighty.
Thank you everyone for listening and getting to the end of the show. If you like our content, it's all on intothe99.com. Go there, lots of cool articles. There's a really interesting article put up about power level and stuff by one of our patrons. It's really, really good reading stuff. It's a very different opinion than mine. So if you've ever read my power level article, it's super different. I like it. It's a pretty cool take. Lots of articles go up. We put up gameplay videos basically every week, except for when I take a break. New episodes on Sunday all the time. Like, share, subscribe. That really, really does help us a lot. If you rate the podcast as well, that really helps us get seen by people and shows them you enjoy listening to it, so they'll come over and check it out too. If you want to support us above and beyond that, check out Patreon and stuff. We've got lots of cool stuff there. Lots of patron streams are going to be coming soon. Really a great place to chat and build decks, especially with so many of these things come out. It's going to be the Discord access as well now, so you can come chat with us, get that like instant spoiler notification kind of stuff. And yeah, that's basically my rant. Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
And yeah, check out Slothy's deck because it's a really cool deck. List is going to be in the notes as always.
Yeah, let me know what you would add.
Oh yeah, I always do like hearing what people would add. A lot of people are so much better at building decks than me, so it's fun to see that. Why didn't you add this? And I'm like, I didn't consider that. Why didn't I add it? It wasn't in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, now bye for real.